Hey guys, so in this video I thought that I would share a little bit of the emotions that I've been dealing with since not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. And that was the first time that I had been back to my godmother's house since everything happened with the hospitalization. And I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not upset with my godmother for the way that things happened or anything that happened, but I do kind of feel in a way like unwanted, or like she didn't care or was upset with me because I chose to come here after getting out of the hospital. And there were multiple reasons for that. So, for those of you who don't know, I am obviously not at my godmother's house anymore. Previous to being hospitalized, most recently, I was living at my godmother's house with the plan to eventually move here, but there was no set date for that to happen prior to me going to the hospital. However, when I found out that I was going to need like handicap accessibility when I left the hospital, like needing a wheelchair and needing a ramp and everything, like coming here felt like it was my only option. I had talked to my godmother about different things, and just from the very start, like it seemed like she was making excuses for me to not go there. Like she kept asking, "Well, how big is your wheelchair? Because my bathroom door is only 24 inches. My wheelchair is only 17 inches, so my wheelchair definitely would have fit into her bathroom with no problem." Um, it was just like the way that she talked about things and the questions that she asked me, and just some of the things that she said in response to the stuff that I told her I was going to need when I left the hospital. It just felt like she didn't want me at her house anymore. And so, like, the day before yesterday, I went and picked up a load of my things. And by a load, I mean like we picked up a vehicle load full of my stuff. Um, I was not able to get very much. I got like 4 garbage bags of like a garbage bag of pajamas, a garbage bag of pants, a garbage bag of long sleeve shirts, and a garbage bag of like hoodies and sweaters. And then I got like a tote that has all of my medicines and things in it, and like my Dexcom supplies and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to get very much, but I am going back tomorrow to get some more things because I have a follow-up appointment with my primary care doctor tomorrow. Um, and like I said, I'm not upset at my godmother, but I was very emotional and upset after leaving her house after getting that load of things because, like, being in the hospital and being told that you now need to rely on a wheelchair and you need help and you have to have somebody there to help you do all these things that prior to 20 days ago you were able to do for yourself and you were actually able to help other people do, it is a gut punch. And it, like, getting out of the hospital after trying to like regain as much independence as I possibly could for the last almost month. 20 days is almost a month. And I've been in the hospital for that period of time, like fighting through physical therapy and occupational therapy, trying to get back to some sense of normalcy for myself and trying to regain a level of independence that I don't know if I'll ever get back to. And so I'm very, very frustrated. But like not walking, being brought into her house, um, and just seeing like my entire life in garbage bags and boxes really, really hurt. And like, I'm not gonna lie, 90% of the way back here, I was crying and I was so upset because it just felt like I had lost so much of myself just from being in the hospital, having this stroke, having this neurological condition that has caused me to have to rely on a wheelchair, has caused me to have to rely on other people to help me do things that I feel like as a 36-year-old woman, I should be able to do for myself. Um, like I can't take a shower on my own anymore. Like I need someone to physically help me get into the shower because I can't lift my right leg up over the tub to get into the shower. I have to sit on a shower chair, and losing so much of myself over the last month, and then having everything packed up for me, where I don't even know what I have, where it is, what she got rid of, if she got rid of anything. Like, I felt broken. And like, I don't expect anybody to understand. Like, if you've never been put in this situation, I would never wish this situation on my worst enemy. This was the most humbling, embarrassing, sad, like, most horrible experience that I have gone through in a very long time, if not the most worst, you know, experience that I've had to deal with medically um, in my life. And, like, in the inpatient rehab center where I was doing physical and occupational therapy and speech therapy for a short amount of time, they did have like psychologists and people that you could talk to. And I probably should have done a little bit more talking while I was there and had access to these people, because I realized, like, when I saw all those bags and boxes of my belongings sitting there, that like I had been pushing down a lot of the emotions and like not letting them come out at all. And they all just came like flooding up to the surface. And I just completely felt broken and betrayed and like unloved and unwanted. And let me just say, like, I know that it's not the case. I know that my godmother cares and I know that she loves me. But in a way, I felt like she was just like, she packed everything up. And I'm sure she was doing it from a place of like, I just want this to be the simplest process for you. But like, it hurt so bad that all of my stuff was just packed up and like all over her basement, in these bags and boxes, because I couldn't pack them up myself. And so I don't know where my things are. And like I said, I don't know what she got rid of, if she threw things out. I don't know, what's going on. And so, like, right now, my main focus has been like trying not to think about things like that and trying to focus on the positive things, like the fact that I have people who care enough about me to have spent, all of their free time over the last couple of weeks building a ramp for me to be able to get into this house. They have spent time rearranging the inside of this house so that it is more accessible for me and my wheelchair. And like, I am ever so thankful that I have people who care about me. And I'm not saying that my godmother doesn't care about me, but it just hurts when you have to think about like the fact that that is the way that I left her house, is like I felt like I was just getting pushed out. And, like, obviously I don't expect anybody to take responsibility for myself. I'm a 36-year-old woman. And like I said, I guess I should be very thankful that I didn't end up having to go to some sort of like long-term care facility or something like that, because I would have rather died than to have gone through something like that. As someone who has worked for years in nursing homes as a CNA, like, I've seen the worst of these places, and I know the places around here are not nice places. Um, because that was on the table at one point, was, going to a nursing facility for more inpatient rehab, because my insurance would not cover, like, they would cover another week of me being at the rehab unit that I was at down in Traverse City. But, I only needed occupational therapy and physical therapy, and this place did like speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, and I just wasn't making the progress that they wanted me to be making. So like, it was either you go home and you do outpatient therapies, or you get transferred to like a nursing home, long-term care facility, and you do those therapies there. And so like, On the one hand, I feel very blessed, and I feel like to a lot of people, this is probably a first world problem. But I want to be very open and honest with you guys about the emotions that I am going through as I'm dealing with adjusting to this new life that I have had thrown in my lap. Um, and having to rely on other people for everything is very, very difficult. Having to, you know, have people take care of you in a hospital where they have to like help you to the bathroom. They have to wipe your butt after you go to the bathroom. They have to help you pull your pants up because, like for a while I was unable to do all those things. And like even now, sometimes I still struggle. So I do have to have help. But, I have learned how to do a lot with my one hand that I do have. I've learned how to pull up my pants that way. It's just very frustrating. And so I wanted to just share my journey with you guys because I feel like this is going to be a long journey. And I just want to be, like I said, as open and honest with you guys as I possibly can be. This is not always going to be a positive and happy thing on my channel. Being in a wheelchair, even just in this short amount of time, has caused a lot of problems. I've had skin breakdown and different things happen, like just from moving or from being in the emergency room to the ICU to getting moved onto the stroke unit. I had skin breakdown within 3 days. So ICU for like a day or two, get moved to the stroke unit for a day or two. By the time I was on the inpatient rehab unit, I had already had skin breakdown, and like they were concerned about potential bed sores because I couldn't like arrange myself in the bed. I couldn't adjust myself. And even though they had the mattresses that like deflated and reinflated and like every so often we're doing that for you, it's a lot. So if you guys have questions, I want to answer your questions, but just know that this is a very, very emotional process for me. And right now I'm dealing with the fact that I am having to adjust to a whole new way of life and a whole new life in general. But I'm also having to adjust to living in a new place, feeling like I've been kind of pushed out of the place where I was living previously by my godmother. Even though I am sure that that's not the intention, like I said, it's how it felt. And so I am really struggling with that. So yeah, I just wanted to be honest with you guys and let you know like where I'm at headspace wise. It's been a difficult process for me. If there are specific things that you want to know more about, like what a process is for me as far as like medications or like how I'm doing things with one hand, because this is my one working hand. That is why I'm in this orthotic, is because I have this brace because my hand on this side, my arm, I'm not able to move it unless I am picking up my arm with my other hand. I am unable to move this arm currently. So they have me doing different things, and I can go over more of these aspects in further detail on other videos. Like I said, if you guys want more in-depth information about this stuff, but this is a process. And like I said, being in a wheelchair is not something that I want or wanted at all. And I would never wish any of this on my worst enemy. So anyways, I don't know if I'm going to film anymore today. It is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've been kind of watching YouTube videos and TikTok videos and watching a few things on Netflix, but I do have quite a bit more time to film content, obviously, because I'm not working right now. I'm also like trying to apply for disability, and I applied for food assistance and things like that a little bit ago. Sorry, I have hiccups. But for whatever reason, Social Security is saying that I can't create a Social Security account, and it won't give me access to the account I had previously. So I've tried to call them and they said that it was like 120-minute wait minimum. So I requested a call back. So we'll see if they actually call back, because yesterday they never called me back. So I don't know. But anyways, this video has gone on long enough. I feel like I could go on and on and on about this stuff forever, but yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in my next video.